The town of Ash Hollow was barely a dot on any map. Nestled deep within a forest, it was often overlooked. A perpetual mist clung to the ground, turning everything gray. But for Claire, it was home. Her family had lived in Ash Hollow for generations. She had always dreamed of leaving, but something held her back. Now, as a college dropout, she felt trapped, living with her aging grandmother. The town felt different lately. There was a heaviness in the air, a chill that clung to her skin. It started a week ago, when Claire began hearing whispers. At first, she thought it was her imagination or the creak of an old house. But the whispers followed her. They crept into her room at night. Claire couldn't understand the words. One night, she awoke with a start, the whispers louder than ever before. Her heart pounded as she sat up, eyes darting around the dark room. The whispers seemed to come from beneath the floorboards, but something stronger, a need to know, pushed her forward. She grabbed the flashlight from her nightstand and tiptoed down the hallway, careful not to wake her grandmother. The old house creaked under her feet as she made her way to the basement. It was a place she avoided. The basement was where her grandfather had died years ago, falling down the narrow stairs in the dead of night. No one had explained why he had been down there, and Claire had never asked. As she reached the basement door, the whispers grew louder. Her hand trembled as she grasped the doorknob. Slowly, she opened the door and shone the flashlight into the inky darkness below. The stairs stretched down into the shadows like a mouth waiting to swallow her whole. The air grew colder as she descended, the wooden steps groaning under her weight. Her flashlight beam flickered and died, plunging her into darkness. It flickered back to life, casting a dim glow over the stone floor. That's when she saw it. A hole in the far corner of the basement. The edges were jagged, as if something had clawed through the stone. Whispers emanated from the hole, growing louder. Claire's feet moved on their own, drawing her closer. Suddenly, a pale, skeletal hand shot out of the hole. Claire screamed, dropping the flashlight. The hand vanished, but the whispers remained. Claire ran up the stairs. She slammed the door behind her, but the whispers didn't stop. In her panic, she raced to her grandmother's room. Her grandmother lay still, eyes wide open. Claire froze, breath catching in her throat. "Grandma," she whispered. Her grandmother's eyes moved, locking onto hers. Slowly, she whispered, "Get out!" Claire backed away, trembling. She knew she couldn't stay in that house. She turned and fled, the whispers chasing her through the halls. As she burst out of the front door, the whispers stopped. She stood on the porch, gasping for breath. She couldn't go back inside. The house loomed in the mist, its windows dark. The whispers would never leave, haunting the house and her family. As Claire disappeared, the whispers began again, calling to anyone brave enough to listen. The end.